Welcome to Cherry Beckert's Professional Services series, the podcast for leaders across professional services navigating growth, complexity, and change. In this series, we unpack the ideas, insights, and decisions shaping firms today so you can better serve clients, strengthen your business, and stay ahead in a competitive market. Thank you for joining. Welcome back to the Professional Services Podcast. I'm Kristin, Bettorf, the Professional Services Leader, and today we're diving back into the Modern CFO series. In part one, we discussed how the role is changing and the importance of modernizing. In this episode, we will talk about taking action and building the digital core for your organization and how AI is taking over. I'm joined again today with Scott Duda, a Professional Services Partner, and Alex Wiley, a Director in our CFO Advisory Services practice. So the CFO is now expected to own the tech stack, direct data governance, and deliver forward-looking insight. As we discussed last time, professional services firms feel this pressure more acutely because their financial engine runs on people and not products. Everyone talks about the digital core. What does that actually mean for a professional services firm?
That's a good question, Kristin. When you think about the digital core framework, we look at it in three layers. The first layer being people and process. And this layer, people typically don't associate people and process with digital. But when we're saying people and process, what we're referring to is, do you have standardized workflows that are automating where possible? In other words, the current processes you have, do you have the people who are using AI? Do they understand the AI in your system, and are they automating the workflows? The second piece we're talking about when we think about the digital core framework is base technology. Do you have the right systems, the right technology that's integrated ERP? In today's environment, most ERP systems are integrated, connecting to outside sources. Do you have the right CRM system that's connecting to your core financials as well? And then last but not least, when you're thinking about the digital core framework, the third pillar is reporting and analytics. Do you data governance to dashboard to advanced analytics to AI? During our professional service firm of the future series, we discussed this digital transformation and what's causing it due to the continuing evolution of technology, which is reducing the cost. Part of that reduction of cost is allowing companies to do this, what we call this data lake architect. This new architect has allowed companies to manage data all from different systems, store data from different systems in different formats in one place, allowing clients to now build those data dashboards, manage those data governance, as well as use data analytics, advanced analytics using AI at a much reduced cost. One thing I will say is professional service firms find themselves 50% more likely than any other industry to call data integration their biggest problem. When revenue depends on utilization and realization, disconnected systems don't just slow you down, they hide where the margin is leaking.
That's a good point, Alex. Professional services are different from technology firms, from industrial firms. They don't necessarily have a product to align behind. And so a lot of times as the firm is building itself, HR, time and billing, collections, they're all in separate systems, not necessarily integrated. They haven't connected yet. And that's the struggle.
Right.
So we know AI is dominating every conversation right now. Are professional service finance teams actually ready for AI?
Kristin, we've got professional services firms all across the AI spectrum. We've got folks that are really embracing it, and they're trying to integrate it in every way that they can find. We've got others that are still on Excel pivot tables and everything in between. The leap to this generative AI requires three pillars: a modern digital core, and so systems that talk to one another, trusted data. One thing is sort of, where's your source of truth? We run into clients all the time who are running different reports out of different systems and getting entirely different answers. And so depending upon that data and that data integrity, you can get different answers. And so that's something that really needs to be worked through, is what are the reasons for the different answers? What are the differences in sort of the data, the underlying data that's causing that? And then what is your source of truth? And then a digitally fluent organization. That's the last thing, is you need leadership that is embracing this, that understands the importance of it. Again, we used to call this a competitive advantage. If you're not doing it now, it's a competitive disadvantage. And so you need leadership within firms that really understand that and are putting both dollars and time behind this in order to really make this happen. Every single professional services CFO that we surveyed in the fall says they're trying to modernize, but less than half of them are actually automating. 58% say the lack of internal expertise is what's holding them back. That constraint isn't about dollars. It's not about budget. It's not about effort or ambition. It's about skills. Again, professional services firms a lot of times are run, the management team, the leadership, they have grown up in the business. They understand the business that they're in, but they don't understand the technology.
If a professional services CFO wants to start incorporating AI tomorrow, what would you recommend is their first move?
Yeah, and similar to our last podcast, we talked about this briefly. I would say start order to cash. Don't start a 2-year roadmap. Let's start with order to cash process. Reason being, it touches both pricing, utilization, billing, and collections. Fix that, prove the ROI, and you build the case for everything that comes next. Another thing we talk about is when you think about AI and where to apply it, think about people, process, data, and technology framework. These are the 4 areas where you can really start applying AI. Do the people, do I have the right people with the right skill set? Am I training them on the AI components out there, be it Claude, Google Gemini, the AI built into your NetSuite, into your Aderant, so systems of the world? Processes, am I standardizing my processes? Am I automating my processes, right? Can I use AI to automate those processes and remove the human in the loop touch? Data, again, we talked about this data lake theory. Am I able to use data, my data governance structure, using my systems to pull the right data? Do I have the right AI connected to my data so that I can make those key decisions in timely manners? And then last but not least, technology. Obviously now we want to move to technology. Technology today is more enabled. It's more connecting. So there's different technology now where there's AI connectors, allowing you to connect different systems within your organization, from the CRM to the ERP to the actual accounting module. Those are quick areas where we see you start using AI tomorrow. One other thing we talked about is in M&A. One of the things we're seeing is 60% of firms are focused on acquisitions. Consolidations is happening in the industry right now. But because of this much consolidation, it's almost too big of a bite to take on all at once. So where should you kind of focus on when you think about M&A and professional service? Have a repeatable playbook, have a chart of accounts that's harmonized, have a processes that are automated. Maybe we want to talk about the 30, 60, 90-day sprint tied to days to billing, times to decision. Incorporating AI in this area here will definitely lead you to higher margins. And then day sales outstanding. This is another place and location where we see in AR where we can incorporate AI to help clients manage their business.
So it's clear that professional services is at a critical inflection point, fully committed to modernization, but facing a wider execution gap than any other industry. The firms that close it first will win. If you aren't sure where to start, reach out to one of our professionals or head to cbh.com to schedule a finance modernization assessment. Be sure to subscribe for more insights, and we'll see you next time on the Professional Services Podcast.